So I am Péter Földházi, and I promise that the next time we meet each other, I'm going to teach you how to pronounce my name. But, but this time, I brought a different topic, and I'm going to talk about how, as a little kid, I didn't learn my own mother tongue. Seriously, I didn't learn Hungarian, because I had an ear infection, and unfortunately, I couldn't hear properly. So I had to, not me, but my parents had to get me operated at the age of 16 months. And we needed a little bit more time, and by the age of 5, I was fluent in Hungarian. But I was still struggling. I wasn't able to hear everybody immediately. There was a little bit of delay, and learning anything in Hungarian was really tough for me. Even just a couple lines of verses took several hours. Compared to English, which is not my mother tongue, there, if I read something twice, I knew the whole thing, because that's at a different part of your brain. So my mother decided, when I was turning 8, that she would help me. So she gave me a task for the summer. I really enjoyed it. And I had to write a blog, in an actual paper blog with pen. And those were the days, right? And so the first task was to write 10 sentences every day. Yeah, easy. So first sentence, this is a sentence. Do you know what the next sentence was? Oh, great. 9 more times. So, version number 2. Write 10 sentences every day that cannot be the same as the first one. Reasonable. Of course. So, my mother realized that this is going to be a fun summer. So, version number 3. Write 10 different sentences every day. Okay, now we're talking. Well, I met the requirements, right? So 10 different sentences. And you know what? This is the day when my mother realized that one day her son is going to become a test automation engineer. Version number 4. Write 10 different sentences every day that cannot be identical to any of the previous sentences. Okay, so this is a long sentence, so probably that's the right choice, right? So this should be working. And actually, I wrote 10 very different sentences. First one, of course, this is the first sentence because I'm still lazy. And then I tell a story, how my friend came over, we played, we had a plan for tomorrow, when my name day was. I've talked about my feelings, how my sister pissed me off. I don't know how, but she did. And I also told how I hated this exercise, but I still did it because there was a motivation behind it, to watch cartoon. So now you would think that this is all done. Story is done. But no. Next day comes my name day, and I write the very same 10 sentences. Even that tomorrow is my name day, because I was that lazy. I didn't want to change that. I used the copy-paste design pattern. Best one, right? So version number 5, write 10 different sentences. None of them may repeat sentences from the previous days. So now, they had to be unique, not just internally, but globally. And it took 5 versions of these requirements and 11 more years, and I graduated from high school successfully. And I wrote 7 pages for the Hungarian exam with just 1 minor grammar issue, which is, I think, pretty good. And if you had only 1 minor defect leaking to production, probably you would live with that. So probably there are quite many lessons that you can take home from this story. For example, how communicating your needs and requirements is important, and having that collaboration with the team using similar techniques to what I showed there and getting to the final level of requirements. But for me, the most important was the journey itself. I took that flight, and even though sometimes it was rough and there were turbulences, eventually I got to my final destination, and I was able to have a conversation with other Hungarian people. Still, I decided to move to the US. Probably it's a good choice, but instead of talking in Hungarian all the time. Anyway, this is how I got here as well. I took, just like as all gentlemen and gentlewomen have told before, there are obstacles. You have to take that friction, and eventually you will be able to get to where you want it. And I thank you for listening to this story, and I hope that you will enjoy the rest of the talks.